Which one of you is opening?
Can you turn? Yeah, never mind. We're good. Hello, everybody. It is March Madness time. Stay tuned. We'll be talking about it live right here on the Chain Gang Sports Show.
Good evening, everyone. We are live from the Flagler Voice podcast studio.
That's right. We are ready to take your calls. 386-251-8100. Let's hear from you.
Here we go. Call 386-251-8100. Let's go. Call now.
Big Papa, what's shaking?
Oh, hey, I got to tell you what. Great to be with you, Tom.
Always
tonight.
good to be with you.
Going live 6 to 7 every Thursday, something I always look forward to.
Me too, brother. Me too.
So much to talk about, but I tell you what, the big story in sports right now, the men and the women, the NCAA tournament. Now, the men get started today. There are several games that have gone final already. I know you'll keep us updated throughout the day.
You got it, my friend.
With our Terra Nova's sponsored NCAA men's and women's scoreboard. The women, not so much today, but tomorrow they get started. They have a full slate tomorrow as well as Saturday, the men today and Friday. And then, of course, it all goes down to half the field, and this time next week will probably be around the Sweet 16.
Right.
I believe the championship for the men, that's going to be on Monday the 6th. That's in Indianapolis. And the women, that's going to be the day before. In fact, I think
Sunday.
it's Easter Sunday.
It is Easter Sunday. And I tell you that they say that women are smarter than men, and this is a perfect example. They didn't touch what works. I like the 64 team bracket. That's the way it's been. Yeah. And then we turn around the men and they added these stupid playing games almost. And I don't know.
The first four.
Yeah.
First four.
And that's only because they can't find, the 64 is, they always have a couple of stragglers that get, everybody gets disappointed. It's not always roses. But I can tell you this, the number one upset in NCAA bracket history is the 12-5. And we have a 12-5.
Historically so.
Yeah, we have a 12-5 upset. We had High Point College High Point out of North Carolina.
Was that Wisconsin?
Beat Wisconsin. Yep, 83-82.
Wow.
That's a big deal. And
early exit.
And the least of all the upsets is the 116, and that was Duke Siena, and we almost had
that. What was the final? 71-65?
71-60.
Pulled it out?
It's 71-65, yep. Duke pulled it out.
Cameron Boozer, I think, had a double-double in
Cameron Boozer always has a double-double. He's going to win the Naismith. He's the real deal.
He is.
TCU beating Ohio State right now, 60. Oh, no, that's a final.
Has it gone final now?
Gone final, 66-64. That's wow. That's incredible. Nebraska took care of Troy, and I'll tell you what, I did watch the Louisville-South Florida game. Louisville, hang on. South Florida came to play. Yes.
South Florida, they're a tough team.
Yeah, they are.
There were those that said that could be an upset
Yes, they did. And the other 12-5 that I knew was not going to be an upset because Vanderbilt played so well in the SEC tournament. They did play well. And I knew they weren't getting upset. They were riding a little bit of a wave, still are, as they beat McNeese State 78-68. So, and Calipari. That John Calipari, old Paisan. Hey, listen, where else would you want to talk about Calipari but on a Terra Nova's
that's right.
Sports?
Well, we're going to be updating. There's going to be games that go final already. Games, I think they started around 12 something.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of. And here's a crazy fact for you.
Yeah,
the number one time for men to get vasectomies is during March Madness. This is a true fact.
Really?
Because
vasectomy.
They go when they get the pichadillo cut, and That's it, and they have to. They sit around with ice on their peas.
They
Peas
go
on-
see the Russian doctor, the Russian urologist.
Whatever they're
Dr.
gonna see.
Dr.
He-
Kachakakov. Yeah.
Holy
You
cow.
gotta, you know,
well,
you
thank
right.
God we have delays.
Hey,
We're
it's
gonna
a
work.
rough crowd.
We'll work
Well,
that
anyway,
one out.
I did not know that.
That is a fact.
I feel like the old Johnny Carson. I had no idea.
Yeah, there was actually, I remember there was a billboard down in South Florida that talked about it's vasectomy time. March Madness is about the time. Yeah, because you get to stay home. You got to sit there with peas on your carrot and whatever, and to keep everything, the swelling down, and you watch college hoops all day.
That is one of the most obscure stats I've ever
And
heard.
it's a fact.
associated.
It is a fact.
Look at that. This and a whole lot more.
Just in case you're ready to get a vasectomy, this is the time.
Well, thanks for coming
Yeah,
up with that.
that's it.
I think it's ruined the big dance for me to some degree now that
Yeah.
I'm thinking that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That, just as long as you get elevated before the dance is over, get them up and elevated.
Well, it is part of our scoreboard, NCAA men's and women's, even though the women's,
Not
I
till
think
tomorrow.
only a couple of games today, but a full
They
slate
did
of
have a game.
games.
I didn't see any.
Yeah, there should be something on the docket for the women, but again, we'll keep updating everyone throughout tonight's live show. Terra Nova's, they're on board now. First time, great to have them. You're trying out some of their fine cuisine.
I
Maybe
do.
You can get some of that bite mark. in
You know what, brother? I like it. I see it on all the shows,
there you go.
and I'm Italian, so I'll talk with food in my mouth. The food is. I'll tell you what. I've been going there for a while, and I know Mike and Frankie well, and they put out a great product. Their pizza, even you want to know how good their pizza is? If you can't eat, if you're a diabetic and you have to eat specialty pizza, they make a cauliflower pizza, which is obviously fantastic because the producer didn't leave us a slice
Not
of
a
a whole
slice.
pie to show the people what a cauliflower pizza looks like. He ate the whole thing.
And from
I did not eat the whole thing.
Is there a slice left?
Of course, there's a slice left.
Yeah.
what I have
Hold
heard,
on, hold on.
This
No,
shows
I don't
you-
want to get,
to-
there's 2 slices left.
Oh, two
slices
slices. Okay, we got
left.
2 slices left from the whole pie.
That's what I
And he's
heard.
going to make it one now.
There you go.
I just-
there, see? I got a slice left. I don't know.
Now you know what our producer looks like. That's Boston Billy.
I,
I thought it was down to a couple of pieces of the crust rattling around in the
Yeah, no,
box.
that's what it was.
that's my underwear.
Oh, Lord.
Well, anyway, so
Well, we're talking about food. Let's not go
it's
there.
the Terra Nova Scoreboard Show, NCAA basketball style. We'll be doing that now for about the next 10 days or so, all the way through the following weekend,
Absolutely.
through the Easter weekend. And it's great to have them on board. For the finest in Italian cuisine, Terra Nova's is the place to be. Family owned and operated, New Jersey born and raised since 1995, Terra Nova's should be your destination. I know it's going to be yours,
It is.
ours for the most part. 208 North State Street in Bunnell. You can also give them a call at 386-437-3101.
Yeah, and they're also great to the community. They sponsor the men's, I'm going to say it's 70 and over softball league. And there is
70 and over?
70 and over. My father plays in it, and it is a big group of men. They have 6 teams. That's how many 70-year-olds. And these guys can play. These guys can still play. They're having a home run derby.
A home run derby.
Home run derby on Tuesday. If you're not doing anything, come out to the state fairgrounds out in Bunnell, and you can watch the 70-year-old home run derby
Now, when is that? When do they play?
Tuesday.
Tuesday morning?
Yeah,
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday mornings.
I've got to go and check that
It
out.
is. It's awesome. It's awesome.
You see, but then again, think about it. Mark McGuire, a lot of these guys known for hitting home runs, a lot of them are probably around 70.
I think Mark McGuire would still probably. If he decided,
probably could.
He'd still take the title.
It'd be amazing if he wouldn't. Well, anyway, so I know you're going to keep us abreast of.
I will. And I
going
also
on.
have a couple of emails that were sent here.
Couple of
that
emails.
that I said I would. And one wants to know. Boston Bob wants to know.
Boston Bob.
Boston Bob.
Wow.
He wants to know what happened to the USA offense in the final game against Venezuela.
Well, that's the same thing we're wondering because we
that
were
is the same
expecting. Remember when they started out? What's it now been? A couple of weeks ago, they had that 15-5 debacle of Brazil. It was a cakewalk,
Yeah.
and we remember they had that mercy rule kind of thing in place too, and we thought we'd see that several times at least
They listened.
early on.
John Smoltz kept on going
Kept
back
on
to saying
anticipating
like,
high
where
scores.
is the offense? What happened?
Right.
I mean, with all the All Stars that the USA team had, the only guy that got hot in the final game was Bryce Harper.
And he
who
hadn't been hot the whole game.
hadn't been hot. He hadn't even been. I don't even think he registered any kind of any temperature. It was brutal.
That was, I tell you what, he was one of the big reasons right there. And then what was it in the final game? Judge struck out 3 times. Schwarber struck out 3 times. There was 10 strikeouts in the 3-2 loss this past Tuesday night. How disappointing that was. But we were always, and then what is it? They beat Great Britain 9-1. They ended up getting a couple of wins. What was it? Mexico, Canada 5-3, if I recall correctly in order. They lose 8-6 against Italy, the espresso game.
Yeah.
And, they never got it together early. That was the problem. They always had to try to come back late, it seems.
And the pitching, their pitching was, it was dominant, other than McLean.
Yeah.
McLean was the only one from the Mets that he had some struggles. And it goes back to what we were talking about. It would have been nice to see Skubal come and grab the ball.
Skubal in that final game,
Yeah.
I think. But then again, 3-2, it's not like
Yeah,
they gave
that's
up
true.
a lot of
That's
runs.
true. Good point.
It's just absolutely disappointing from the hitting end of the game. When you lose 3-2, that's not a bad game as far as the pitching.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Can't blame it on the pitching. We talked about it. McLean, he had a bad series there. He wasn't not much to brag about there. But I tell you what, though, USA came very close. 3 times now. They've been 3 straight times. That's the only team, I believe, that's ever appeared in the final 3 straight years.
Yeah.
Will they be back in 2029? And will the umpires, what's going to be? You look at some of those calls.
Yeah.
What was it? We talked about it on Monday.
The electronic scoreboard coming back.
Yeah, the ABS.
Yeah.
Now, they'll have, I think, a couple of opportunities to review in a game a pitch. This isn't going to be, the game would take like 8 hours if they reviewed every pitch. But it's going to be somewhat, from what I understand, like a challenge flag in the NFL. You'll have a couple of opportunities.
Here we go. Let's bring this in. I think that's terrible.
Yeah, because certainly those 2 opportunities would have been used in the case of this last game. I don't know. I don't know how they can avoid it, but that's going to be implemented this year in the major leagues. We'll see how it works out for a future. You know what? I tell you what, I've been thinking about this quite a bit with the onset now, with all the gambling, with the DraftKings and the FanDuel and everything.
Yeah.
And how often do we see on social media where people are saying the NFL is scripted and that maybe the
That drives me
referees
crazy.
could be influenced?
Doesn't that drive you crazy, though? As far as this,
I don't know how you could really script it. How do you get everyone to go along?
These are the conspiracy theory people that
Right.
drive me crazy. I mean, if you actually think you're going to take 54 men on a 54-man NFL roster
And get them-
you're going to get them to tank or to
I don't
to
see
not
how
play
it's
at the
possible.
highest, you can't play that game at any other speed than full speed.
Right.
That's the reality. It's a violent game. The minute you take off, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
And I just can't see how an organization, they just couldn't do it. I just don't believe it without it ever coming out saying, hey, I was told to tank, for a story on Nightline or whatever. Barbara Walters coming into the living room because he's traumatically messed up because he threw a game. It's not happening. Anybody who thinks that is wrong, that the NFL is not scripted, it's just not.
Well, I tell you what, if Barbara Walters comes into my living room, I'm going to lay off the Mucinex. That's because she's yeah. Well, anyways, though,
Yeah.
I got to say though, it does look, because look at Chauncey Billups now, Terry Rozier and all.
It's the
there's-
big shot.
Yeah, I
Love
mean,
that.
and a lot of that had to do with poker, though. It's not
Yeah.
so much, but there's the possibility that there could be. You never know. Remember, throughout the history of the NFL, they tried to disassociate themselves with gambling,
Right.
and the Pete Rose thing, which nobody deserves more to be a Hall of Famer in baseball, in my opinion, than Pete Rose.
Totally, I couldn't agree more. And
Yeah.
the basketball. I thought that they have that what's the Wonder Dog? There's a couple of them out there. Prize Picks that you either go you either think this player. Let's just say Jalen Brunson. He's going to finish 18 points, over 18 points, or under 18 points. How is he going to finish that game? And you can gamble on over and unders for points, rebounds, assists, whatever the case may be. And this is not a plug for Prize Picks. This is what a guy on the end of the bench did. If you remember, the guy from the Indiana Pacers who was he was putting big bets on him going over 4 points or under 4 points, and he went out and dictated what he was going to do. By he says if he laid his own money on the under, obviously we go out and not shoot and pass.
Well,
He mixed it up.
Yeah, I tell you though, they're going to have to watch it though closely because
Absolutely.
there's moments, key moments that you could turn the tide, and it's just because FanDuel now. Look at the broadcasting now. The FanDuel, it's everywhere. You got it on the courts, you got it on the field, but it is amazing just in a short time. In a short time that you've had that. By the way, we want to thank everyone for checking us out here at the Chain Gang Sports Show. Give us a like, follow, share, subscribe. We thank you, and we welcome your calls, 386-251-8100. Your opportunity to talk to Tom and I, talk about whatever sports subject. It's not just about football or NCAA basketball or anything, but we try to cover it all as best as possible, whether it's on Monday's 30-minute show, recapping the weekend sports, or the live show tonight, 6 to 7.
Yeah, I got to tell you, one thing we forgot to mention at the beginning of the show was, yes, there is a missing piece to the tripod. They say a tripod when one leg breaks, the other.
That's right. We had
the tripod will fall.
We're missing a key element.
Karaoke Courtney is very sick, under the weather. Rather than bringing it into our studio, she decided to take a break until Monday. But she sounded terrible, and it wouldn't have sounded good. It would have been like Froggy, from the
Froggy from the Little Rascals.
Little Rascals. That's it.
She sound like that.
Yeah, that's what she sounded.
It's a
done
deal. Well, hopefully
Courtney,
we'll have
she's
her
missed.
back on Monday.
Yeah, we'll have her back on Monday. So
hopefully,
Courtney, we hope you feel better.
Well, she's great, giving some insight and to help us out on the emails.
Yeah, she was actually going to, the producer, old guy who ate all the pizza, he was expanding a role to, she was going to handle emails and phone calls, so you didn't have to call and hear mine or your voice. They could hear the beautiful Karaoke Courtney's voice.
Absolutely.
So that'll be next Thursday. And cheer for that.
She
They don't have to listen to us.
She deserves a round of applause. She did a song last week. So, and we'll have to talk to her about the show she does. I think it's every Thursday night.
Finn's,
she'll be missing in action there tonight. Though,
yes.
Much to everyone's dismay.
Yeah.
Well, but as far as Boston Bob's.
Boston Bob was right. The men's baseball team basically, wet the bed when it came to putting out any kind of offensive numbers, and it was a shame. I mean, we did come back when Bryce Harper hit the 2-run home run. Okay, this is going to turn. The volume's going to turn up. We're going to get into their bullpen, but their bullpen was lights out.
The bullpen was amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, every team. I mean, these are major leaguers for the most part, and it's like an all-star game every game.
Yeah,
an all-star game. But I was disappointed in how the hitting just never had a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah.
Remember that one game though? We had we walked 17 times.
And that was a big part of why we had 15 and 9 runs. That was it wasn't that we were hitting grand slams at a special clip with base hits in front. It was all walks. But I can tell you I just couldn't have been more disappointed. I really was. There's been a lot of questions. Of course, when you lose, what happens? People question what the decisions that were made. And Mark DeRozan being the manager.
I have a lot of respect for him.
So do I. I mean, he does a great job on MLB Network. He has a great show. He does a lot of insight. He gets it. You see him grab the bat, get in the box, talking about the art of hitting. And, it wasn't like he was a 400 hitter, but he understands the concept of the game. And so I just thought, who else? You can't take a manager, any of the pro managers or coaches, because they're in the middle of spring training. They're still evaluating the talent they're going to carry into the season. So, I mean, I thought it was a good decision, and I don't think he did anything that cost them the game. No, you know what I mean?
I don't see any controversy there. No. It's just plain out. The other teams, Dominican Republic and, of course, Venezuela, just top-notch pitching.
Yeah.
And what a story that was. What it meant to Venezuela as a team.
Oh, it did.
You saw literally tears in their eyes.
I mean, these are pride. You know, when it comes to, we're proud of our country. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
We take for granted the things that we do have. We know that Venezuela, you know, it's country, it's God, country, and family. You know, in that order, and they live and die for their country, and because they know there's a lot of struggles where they're from. So they play at a, you know, it's about carrying that flag. They like to carry that flag, and it shows. It's just like we can go to the Ryder Cup and compare it to that. You know, when we're great. Americans are great golfers. But as a team, the Europeans just play better
They
team
dominate.
because they live for it. They do it for country. They do it for the love of the game. They do it for each other. It's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Where we've never had that. They blamed Tiger for being too far superior to ever bring the team together, which was such a bad thing to say because Tiger wanted to win. But it was just, there's a lot of, you know, these guys are out for themselves. As we saw with the World Baseball Classic, I thought Tarek Skubal should have pitched again. I don't, you know, I get it's a business, but we could have had him. If we would have had him in that last game instead of McLean, I think it's a different story. But we can't forget Victor's Tile Plus because Victor.
Yes, I wanted to. Our next segment we'll be talking about the NBA, brought to you by Victor's Tile Plus. Victor's Tile Plus is a family-owned and operated tile installation company. If you see some of their work, you can go online, check it out. They've got pictures of it. Fabulous.
Yeah, they do great work.
My next bathroom, and
yeah,
man, I tell you what, I want to get just what I see there on the picture.
Yeah, no kidding. But
you could check out their showroom, brand new building, and it's over there on I guess that's the west side.
It is the west side of
State
US
Road.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
US 1, North State Street.
Yeah.
That's 3335 North State Street. That's Victor's Tile Plus. And I'm going to go over there into the showroom. You know what? I tried to, but they close at 5.
Yeah. Most showrooms do.
Yeah, we'll have to go over there. We'll have to introduce ourselves once again.
Definitely. They'll thank him for everything he's done for
Absolutely.
us.
Very grateful.
We're not a show without the sponsors.
Not at all.
So,
Never is. Your sponsors.
And we would be hungry. If not for
Terra Nova,
every week we're going to try to bring in a new restaurant, but
that's right.
Terra Nova's is a tough one to beat. Am I allowed to bite that again? I'll wait till I'm
off. If you look for Italian cuisine, go to Terra Nova's, but if you look for tiles, go to Victor's Tile Plus.
Well, Terra Nova's too. If you ever, they make a wedge. It's like a veal cut. I'm telling you, just say I'd like the wedge.
The wedge?
It's insane. Yeah, and the desserts, the cannoli. Hey, got a cannoli. Cannolis are phenomenal. Their food's phenomenal.
Oh well, yeah, and they've been around.
Yeah,
they've been here.
They're from, and when I say family owned and operated, a lot of times it's mom and dad, and and the kids never come to work. This family, this is everybody works.
Everyone is there.
The brother, cousin, they got cousins, are all part of the Terra Nova family tree.
Yeah.
And some of them are married into it, but that's okay. They married into the right family. Good family.
That's a fortunate thing.
Yeah, and it's a great location, great little restaurant, outdoor eating. They have live music on the weekends. It's good. And we might get Victor to tile the deck outside. Who knows?
You never know.
I think we also should remind people that if they want to foolishly call in and talk to you guys, the phone number is 386-251-8100.
That's right.
Call in and talk to Tom or John. You can't talk to me. I don't talk to anybody.
He's not even nice to anybody. And actually, did you hear that? He sounded like sincere. I think he's probably just hoping for the show to explode with sponsors. But
no, I ate good food, so I feel all right.
Oh yeah, well, you definitely ate the whole thing. So I saw you get the last slice. So don't even deny it.
The Terra Nova's pizza is so good that you can have no taste buds and you enjoy the pizza.
He did.
That's how it is.
He told me. He always tells me about his the war story of COVID. I lost my senses.
A lot of people do.
Like so did Spider-Man.
I lost my sense of taste, and that's why you're a friend.
Well, at least he called me a friend.
Hey, I tell you,
whether it's good or bad, I'm a friend.
It's a rough crowd.
It is a rough crowd.
Hey,
all right,
it's time to take a look at that Terra Nova's
scoreboard
NCAA
again. You want an
scoreboard. We'll get an update again for the finest in Italian cuisine. Terra Nova's is the place to be. Family owned and operated, New Jersey, born and raised since 1995. Terra Nova's should be your destination each and every time. 208 North State Street in Bunnell. You can also give them a call, 386-437-3101.
And it's so funny. How did we get into the Terra Nova thing? We talked about John Calipari.
Right.
Got to go with the Paisan, and Paisan has done well.
Has he?
And Arkansas has demolished Hawaii. Well, there's still 2 minutes left. 91-71 up 20
Oh, yeah,
late in the
yeah.
game. Michigan State 82-61 over North Dakota State. 3 minutes left in that game. Like I said, the Duke Siena, Vanderbilt. We gave all the other scores, but there is a UNC VCU game. VCU's been playing pretty well.
Virginia
There's an
College,
upset alert for
yeah.
North Carolina. I don't think Howard will give Michigan any problems. And the University of Texas, my Uncle Paul out there, Hook 'em Horns. I went to school down in Austin, so I give a little shout out to Austin. But Hook 'em Horns, they're the 11. Maybe we can have an 11-6 upset.
Now, who's that? The Bansa out there with the BYU. He's one of their leading.
Oh, that kid's
Yeah.
got skill.
Yeah.
That's the number one pick.
Yeah.
He was the number one pick going into this year before he even put a basketball on the deck.
Yeah.
And he was the man, and he's played just like it. He led the nation in scoring.
But you think they're going to drop that game, that opening game? You don't think BYU's going to take it? I had them on my.
Yeah,
bracket.
no. I think BYU will win it, but I also have little. It's a little sentimental thing. My uncle
Right.
was down there, owned a chain of sub shops down there, or worked for him, and we hook 'em Horns. We go Horns.
Oh, I can understand.
Yeah.
that.
All right, but now I got another email.
Oh, okay. Let's
Okay.
go to that, and then we'll cover the NBA. We'll take a look.
What is going on? We have Boston Bob called in, right?
Boston Bob.
Now we got Celtic Chris wants to know.
Celtic Chris.
Yeah,
they're
wants
all.
to know who can actually take the Celtics down. What is who can
Well-
take the Celtics down now that what's his name's back?
You know what's
Jason
going to be
Tatum.
interesting though? Did you hear the Cade Cunningham now is going to be out for an extended period of time with a collapsed lung?
Are you serious?
Yeah, Cade Cunningham.
When did that happen?
That just broke this afternoon.
Well, there you go.
Cade Cunningham. That's
Bringing in
that's
great
a
news for
potential
me.
MVP.
I mean, I feel bad for Cade's lung.
Right.
I mean, I wish him. I hope he gets.
Well,
he's able to still don't go underwater, and he'd be fine. But I mean,
he should
this
be
is-
back though for the playoffs.
but this leaves that last 12 game stretch. What are we down 12 or 11 games?
It's about that for
Yeah.
most teams. Not everyone has the same amount.
Right, but that stretch is going to be now big for Boston. The Knicks are only one behind Boston. This is a chance because Cade Cunningham is the Detroit
The
Pistons.
Pistons, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he
the
is the Detroit Pistons. Oh, he is the total.
Is he a killer?
He's a killer.
He's a
I
killer.
get. He's a.
Because if
still-
you got a killer, then
He's still,
you're
it's still
talking.
too early to tell, but he's a killer. Well, you think about it, when Indiana lost Halliburton,
Yeah.
that's a monster. You don't recover from that.
Boy, look
you
at
lose
what-
Jason Tatum, you don't recover. Although I'll give Boston credit for staying tight and playing well. And Jalen Brown? He was
Well,
he
with
played
Tatum
well.
And Brown, yeah, that's going to be
Brown is an MVP candidate for the year he had, carrying them without Tatum. So we'll see. It's going to be a fun run. And the Knicks they won their last two. They've taken, it's only Indiana, who was brutal.
Yeah.
But they've dismantled them both times.
Well, Indiana, what a strange. This time last year, they were looking so good, but
Until Halliburton, yeah.
yeah, but
Misty Stats is an Indiana girl, so she's actually outside. I saw her in the studio.
but she's not out for long. Hopefully,
No.
Hopefully, be back on Monday. Yeah. So the
Oh, yeah,
Knicks
yeah, carry on.
going into tonight's action. I believe the Knicks are off tonight. Game and a half behind Boston, Detroit. They've got that division, I think, wrapped up. 7.5 games ahead of Cleveland. Cleveland playing well, but I don't see Cleveland passing up Boston. I don't see them even passing up the Knicks. I think your Knicks are probably, when you look at it, Boston, a game and a half lead. There's plenty of time for the Knicks to make that move.
To get to that 2 seed.
But I
yeah.
don't think they catch Detroit.
No, I think 5 games is a lot to overcome in 12, but
Right.
they could lose the last 10 or 12 games. That's reality.
We're going to find out
Yeah.
just how much Cade Cunningham means to them. And over there on the West, do you think the West a little stronger than the East this year? Often that's the case. I mean, you've got
Well, I say yeah. I say yeah, but that early NBA Cup that they play for, the Euphrates Cup, is that what it is?
the Emiratus.
Yeah, whatever it is. I think it's an Airlines is what I found out.
Right. It's
But the Knicks did win that. Knicks did beat San Antonio. Knicks went on a West Coast swing, beat San Antonio again, and beat them good. And then OKC beat them at the buzzer, and so I mean the Knicks can play. I'm saying the Knicks because that's why I obviously watch all the time. I try to watch them all, but I think our top three, and I'm going to say maybe top four, three, maybe four. Detroit, Boston, the Knicks, and possibly Cleveland. I think can play with any one of those teams in the West. I do. I really do. I mean, I think
even San Antonio and
San Antonio. Like I said, the Knicks have beat them twice this year and beat them good twice. And OKC, the Knicks have beat 1-1, and the one in OKC was at the buzzer. So I think I can see the East. I could see Detroit or with a Cade Cunningham, obviously, or rejuvenated with Tatum. I think Boston can go there and can do it. OKC, what do you got? OKC, you got.
Well, you got Denver. You can't necessarily count on Denver. Minnesota's.
Well, that's it. Minnesota's playing well.
And watch out for the Lakers. The Lakers are the Lakers.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to matter what year.
I got to tell you, this is the first year. Doncic is doing his thing. He's averaging a double-double, I believe, still. But really not a lot of LeBron talk.
No.
So
not
I think
as much.
No.
He's 41 now.
I know, but I didn't expect. To me, last year, the way he played last year, I thought he was still a top 10 player in the NBA. No question. 6'8", almost 300 pounds, of just a unbelievable athlete. And
did that happen when Luka came over? Do you think a little less?
Well, yeah, less ball, less touches. That could be, but
it's the Luka show out there now.
Well, you know what? LeBron still can get the ball or facilitate, whatever the case may be. Rebound. He's 6'8", and he's a big, strong body, and he still keeps himself in he's amazing shape.
Yeah. He looked good last night. If you caught some of the action, any of our listeners, viewers, followers out there see the Rockets lose to the Lakers in Houston. The Lakers are in Miami, I believe, tonight to take on the Heat. That was always a big game when I was covering the Heat there. They had to add additional seating. They would take out some of even press row. It would be reduced. You had to watch the game from the press, like the lounge area there. But it's a big game anytime. The Lakers come to your town, that's, it's like the Yankees, right? If the Yankees come to your town.
That's it. The Yankees draw everywhere they go. And that's a fact. That's why, even when I was down in South Florida, going to, the Rangers, Panthers, or, you go to a Nick Orlando game, New York fans, they travel. And, South Florida is the sixth.
The sixth borough.
Sixth borough of New York.
Borough. Yeah.
So.
In fact, it's getting so big, make it the 6th and 7th borough now.
Yeah, there you go.
It's packed, jam-packed. Hey, you can give us a call, 386-251-8100, and put your questions to Tom and I. We'll be glad to give you our thoughts, our take on any subject in sports. The Chain Gang Sports Show with you every Monday. We record that show. It's 30 minutes in length, recapping the weekend sports, and live 6 to 7 every Thursday night. Here from Flagler Voice, the fine studios here. We've got the, I'm a little under the weather, so I don't really get to smell it, but the Terra Nova's pizza, what do you got? Do you got the garlic nut?
Let me tell you about these garlic nuts. I'm going to give you a little plug on these garlic nuts. These things
did our
here,
producer get any garlic?
He can't eat them. It's he's a Mameluke. He can't have certain things, with wheat. He can't have apple seeds or whatever.
Apple seeds?
He just can't eat a lot of things. He drinks water and eats peanuts all day. He's fun to watch. But look at that. See that? I got that right there.
You got that in there?
Dip it.
You got that in
Mikey Terranova's.
Get a little dripping garlic on there.
Their garlic butter recipe is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Drips down your face.
Oh, man.
It's the most fun you can have with your pants on is having a little garlic nut oil slide down your face.
That's like when you get a New York hot dog, and you load it up and it gets sloppy, that's the way
what it is.
Eating.
Yeah. So, again, thanks to Terra Novas for sending over this food. Like I said, the producer wants to thank you more than all of us because he ate it all.
Absolutely.
It's all gone. Don't say,
my pizza.
Yeah, okay.
My pizza. Did I have any of your pizza?
No, but Mike was supposed to come in. It was supposed to be shared by two.
He didn't come in. What am I going to do? Let it go to waste?
No, that's it. And that was a cauliflower crust, correct?
That was a cauliflower crust for us people who are on
Mameluke.
special diets because we care
the
about
word
our
is,
health.
The word is Mameluke. But anyway.
Hey, any update with our Terra Nova's men's NCAA basketball?
We have all finals.
They're all final.
all
well,
finals for the first half of the day.
for the first half
until
of the day,
until the 6 o'clock game. Or no, the 8 o'clock game.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, so TCU beat Ohio State 66-64 in a 9-8 matchup. 13th ranked Troy was trounced by number 4 Nebraska. South Florida, the 11th ranked South Florida, Louisville 83-79, great basketball game. High Point, 12th ranked High Point,
Wow,
did beat 5th ranked Wisconsin 83-82.
that is a high point for them.
That is a high point for them. Siena was beat barely by Duke, 71-65. Vanderbilt, like I said, rolled 78-68. Michigan State also rolled. It was the biggest margin of victory, was 92-67 over North Dakota State, which is like basically playing
92-67. That's what I call a
Matanzas High School.
rout. Yeah, that's a rout. In
97-78, Arkansas and the Kalahari, the Paisan, over Hawaii. And that's it. The next one's at 6:50, VCU, North Carolina, and Howard in Michigan.
And St. John's now.
Let's talk St. John's.
St. John's, who they play, is it Northern Arizona tomorrow night?
It doesn't matter who it is; it's what's going to happen, and it's without
doesn't matter.
Without Frank Viola.
Without Frank, but I believe it's Northern Arizona. I want to say they're called the Panthers. It's the Red Storm versus the Panthers.
No, UNI. That's it. University of Northern what?
Yeah, Northern Arizona.
What's the I?
Oh, maybe it's not. What is it?
No, it's the Northern Iowa Panthers.
Oh, Northern Iowa.
University of Northern
How
Iowa.
could I forget?
Yeah, see, the
Northern
Panthers.
Iowa.
The people of Northern Iowa
It was
would be
something
pissed at
northern.
you, John.
Yeah, they would. I hope I don't. Well, I might hear from them. We'll patch things up. So Northern Iowa against St. John's. You think any chance it's a blowout?
Now, let me tell you what scares me about that. It is the phone's making all kinds of noise over here. I hope it's not on silent. We're getting all these missed calls because there's like 3 numbers up on there. Is that you? Playing games? Come on. Okay, so anyway, going back to what were we talking about?
Calls coming in, but we're not hearing.
We're not getting them. No, we're talking about. Well, there's Mike. Mike has entered the building, and there's no pizza left for Mike.
Mike will just be smelling your breath when it comes to pizza at this point. You guys, he's
Chang Yang
rattling-
Sports. What's your name? Where you from?
I'm from across the table.
From across the table from you. Apparently the
phone works. Well, we did get a phone call, and it was from our own producer, the
Well, if you're gonna make the
Gavone.
call, you got to
There's another Italian word for you. The Gavone who ate the whole pizza.
I was hoping you would.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why is it
Why is it
that you didn't eat
that
the
you
pizza
didn't eat the
or
pizza
the,
or the
what are they,
garlic nuts?
You put
Is
them
that
on
what
the
they-
camera.
you put them on the camera.
I
and take
what
a
it,
bite out of
let me ask you a question. Did that bite come from osmosis? I bit the pizza. I didn't want to chew on. I was trying to be courteous. You know what I mean?
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to drip garlic on.
I'll wash it down with a garlic knot.
Running down
Yeah.
the chin.
There you go.
Wow.
There
wow.
you go.
Look at that.
There.
Now I can't say a word.
How do you think I did?
Perfect.
I think I did that.
All right. see.
Well, hey.
All right. See you.
Yeah. All right. Get off the show.
So, yeah, going back to your St. John's Red Storm there, you see a blowout there? You think?
I do, but I still worry. It's the 12-5.
Right.
That's the
12-5.
12-5
right.
is scary.
You're in that spot.
And and it is a spot. I'm telling you, it
Bad
exists.
omen.
I won a
History.
bracket twice, and in the office polls.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is going back a ways, but I had won it twice in my history, which is not easy to win these things. They're
No.
I remember the one person that years ago on ESPN that picked it all perfect. I mean, that's it's like getting struck by lightning.
That's like
twice.
hitting the lottery.
Yeah,
Because
Or
you're
that.
talking, look at 32 games right from the start. I don't think it gets easier as it
No.
goes down to the
definitely
final
does not
four.
because the team's toughness gets a little bit better.
And look at what was it? Siena today nearly pulled off an upset.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been one of the all-time great upsets in NCAA men's. That would have eliminated, I would imagine, unless you're out there playing, like people do when they play the lottery. They play it many times. So
It's crazy. Have you ever been online at like Publix behind the lottery people?
Oh yeah, no.
That's when you want. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
when you want to.
I've been in
Small
front of it.
caliber.
I've been in back of it, but you know what? I haven't played the lottery in years, so they don't make any money off me. When somebody from another state wins, my money's not going out.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's
And I think St. John's is. I
John's.
tell you, they're going to make a run. I told you, when Patino says he's got the best team he's had in 52 years, I got to go with it.
There are people that say that may be the team that gets in the way of Duke eventually because they're in that same
Yeah.
regional. That
Well-
would be a great matchup.
Yeah, man.
You know what? When I picked my bracket, and I only did one, I didn't do like a lot of people picking 25 brackets and trying all these.
And every other way possible.
You know what? I'm like that with fantasy football, and we'll be doing that when football.
Yeah, we are going to
season-
get a fantasy team.
because I figure if you got 3 or 4 teams, and some win, some don't. What's that? To me, I go crazy enough with just one team trying to, follow who I have and what kind of stats they've got. But I feel like I got eliminated right there pretty much today with Ohio State losing. I don't know if you did.
You're already out.
I
I'm
thought Ohio
undefeated.
State
I mean, look,
had the team.
I did have that. Let me tell you. I'm just pulling up my bracket now. I actually had that 12-5. I had Wisconsin losing.
You had Wisconsin losing.
I picked 2 of the 12-5s. Obviously, one of them was not St. John.
Just based on the history.
Based on
of
the
that?
history. I'm telling you, I played when I won those brackets. There were 3, and out of the 4, there were 3 12-5 upsets, or out of the whatever, it's 6 or 8. It's real.
Well, there you go.
That's why they say being the 5 seed can be a jinx in the NCAA tournament.
Hey, I'd like to encourage our listeners, our viewers to like, follow, share, and subscribe. The Chain Gang Sports Show heard every Monday, half-hour recap of the weekend sports, and live 6 to 7 every Thursday night. You can give us a call now at 386-251-8100. Talk to Tom. He's got garlic on his breath.
I've got oil dripping through my beard, my
It's
goatee.
getting sloppy in here.
Yeah, but I do have another email.
Oh, another email.
Another email.
All right.
They were sent like just right around the start of the show.
Now, is
there
this-
we go.
is
What
this-
was it? So I read Celtic Chris, right? Yeah.
Celtic Chris, you had
Yeah.
Boston Bob.
But yeah, I might have thrown the Boston part on Bob because
Now,
it's in
is-
Massachusetts.
Is this going to be Denver Dario?
Yeah, no, it's not. Fairbanks Phil. No,
Wait a second, Phil doesn't start with an F.
I know that was the joke, man.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, we have. I thought that was Courtney, but it's not. We have Christine. Oh no! Look who it is. I'm going to read this one first. Our friend Leslie, who
Leslie.
gave us the Indiana Bears
Oh, that's right.
false.
A couple of weeks ago
Yes.
or so, yeah.
Good old Leslie. Leslie wants to know how the Bulls, who have gotten hot and then ran cold, if they're going to make the playoffs.
The Bulls
Yeah.
to make, well, not the playoffs, but maybe the play-in tournament.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, the play-in
I'm
tournament.
sure that's what she meant. We'll give it to her. But here's the thing. I think, Leslie, you're going to be playing for a draft pick, my opinion.
Right.
I don't see
Yeah,
anything.
they're so far down.
They are. And they, yeah.
But it is good that
It's
they
good
have.
that she has that Chicago spirit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go grab a hot dog. People always talk about the Chicago dogs.
Are they called Red Hots in Chicago?
No, they were just. Let me tell you something. As a proud New Yorker living in Chicago, you want to talk about the arguments that I had over food. The Chicago claim to fame is the Chicago dog. Let me tell you, it's a salad.
It's a salad.
If I want a hot dog, I want mustard and onions, mustard and sauerkraut, a hot dog. They have pickles and peppers and cucumbers, tomatoes. That's not.
they run it through the garden.
Yeah, exactly. Call it a garden dog. Call it a salad. Don't call it a hot dog. Doesn't belong in the same. The producer Mike, he usually giving me the finger, has given me a thumbs up. And yeah, because it's true. Nothing like a dirty water dog on the street corners of New York. They're unbelievable. And you can go get a garden salad dog and lose weight at the same time you're eating hot dogs, which is impossible.
Well, yeah.
But anyway.
I'll tell you what, it's good to talk to somebody who knows.
I've been.
When you've
I've been.
there. You've experienced-
Leslie, I hate to say it. I see and feel your Chicago spirit. It's admired. We admire you for your brave quest for the Bulls, but it's not happening, sister. Just like it's just like I don't see it happening for the White Sox or the Cubs either this year. So I'm sorry, this is going to be a rough year for you.
I mean, what are the Bulls now? Like 20 games in back of Detroit. But
Yeah, but
as far
they
as-
are. Believe it or not, I thought they were still in the
They're not too far out from the play-in tournament.
Yeah, you know what? I find that fuck.
That would be, that would be quite the story. I mean, Chicago coming back because they've been bad pretty much the entire
and
year.
they mortgaged the farm twice. They've cleaned house with the higher salaries. What's the little guard that's now playing for White? You know what I'm talking about.
Kobe
Kobe White.
Kobe White.
Yeah, that's the biggest afro in sports.
The biggest afro in
Have you
sports.
seen that afro?
I have, yeah.
That thing that's impressive.
and it
He even
is
puts a rubber
well
band on the
maintained.
halfway point, and it's still it's a bush. He's a bush.
It's taken us back a few years. I remember when that was stylish, way back
Yeah,
back
but
in the days.
that was those tight big fros.
In
This
the
thing
70s.
This thing's got flow. He's
Yeah.
got hustle and flow going on his.
You couldn't even stuff it in a football helmet.
No,
You know?
Yeah, I can't believe they
Autos.
get the braids in there, but never mind that fro. It'd be coming out of the ear holes.
But yeah, Chicago. When you take a look at what's been happening there this season, pretty uneventful. They along with Indiana, and it's been basically just all Detroit
Yeah,
out of that division this year.
yeah, Leslie. I hate to tell you, but you're 28-41,
So,
and you're 21 and a half games
well, she
back.
may be actually better than
I
that.
think-
I don't want to stick her with a 28-41 record, but the Bulls, yeah, 28-41. Even the Bucks are so bad.
I know. You know what I do love though, and the
Bucks.
Pacers being the worst team in the NBA, the Indiana Pacers. That's why the Knicks had to win those two.
we got a quick comment here.
Okay.
Okay.
Came in on Facebook from your other producer. He says hot dogs should only be served from under a blue and yellow umbrella with mustard and kraut.
That's you know what the blue and yellow umbrella is. In case you guys need it, that's called Sabrett.
Brett, yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
you know you can have your Coney Island and your Nathan's
true.
hot dogs and the
That's
hot
their
dog
color.
eating contest. There's only one hot dog that when you bite the end, it snaps. I mean, you actually hear a, and that's when you know you've had the best hot dog in the world.
So any fans out there of Nathan's?
Yeah, we just lost Nathan's as another sponsor. Put him in with Publix's chicken and the
Nathan's.
Japanese cars or
The
whatever.
list
Toyota, we
continues to
lost.
grow.
Toyotas are gone.
Toyota's gone, so we're stuck
Yeah.
with and now Nathan's. But we'd rather take some bread anyway. Probably Nathan's is probably a big better seller because of Joey. Joey Chestnut.
Jaws. Yeah.
Joey-
the Jaws Chestnut
Did you ever
with
see
his
that?
what is it now? I don't think he equaled
Yeah,
his record this year.
No, he didn't. But he still died.
He must have had a little indigestion. He only got like 78 down in 10 minutes.
Did you ever see the 30 for 30 about Joey Chestnut?
I have not.
Okay.
It's got to be disgusting.
Why was my middle finger flashing like that? I didn't mean that. Joey Chestnut actually chews on rubber balls.
He
Seriously.
chews on rubber balls
Racket
to
balls.
practice.
He practices so he can open up his throat and swallow the hot. I mean, that is so sick.
There are so many
Nathan's
jokes
can
you
have
can
that
think about.
advertising
Yeah, that's
of swallowing hot dogs, but Sabrett, you want to bite that baby, it snaps. And they red onion. Sabrett makes a red onion. Oh my goodness! Here we go. Next sponsor is going to be Sabrett Hot Dogs live in Chicago, in Florida.
Back in the day, I wanted to get Joey Chestnut on as a guest and talk about that. When he first started out, remember it was Kobayashi.
Kobayashi.
Yeah, Kobayashi was his main competition, and now
Kobayashi dominated him for a couple of
he
years.
did, and a little guy too.
Little Asian
not,
guy.
Not,
there we
not
go.
the Chestnut.
There goes
I mean,
Toyota.
Joey is not. You think of a guy that can put it away like that. He's going to.
He holds the record for like 3 different types of food. I think he
Different
owns
types of food, you're
buffalo
right.
chicken wings, and he's not a fat guy.
No, that's
You'd
that's
expect
what's
some guy
surprising.
from like Jabba the Hutt walking about. I'm gonna
Yeah, exactly.
Now you know why he goes through a very rigorous workout.
I wonder where he spends his Thanksgiving.
He spends his Thanksgiving at Planet Fitness.
Yeah,
Here, Planet Fitness, we're looking out for you right there.
Probably has his own turkey or
Probably
two.
not a good idea to bring food on the set because I'm looking at my microphone and that's not pretty. We have a little pepperoni,
are you
a little
dripping-
sausage.
Stripping the Terranova's
We're gonna have to
garlic
wipe that
sauce
off
over
here.
there.
So, chick chat and chill. Sorry about the stuff on the.
Hey, once again, we want to invite everyone to give us a call on Thursday nights during the live show, 386-251-8100. Give us a like, follow, share, and subscribe, and that's all appreciated. And you know what? We're willing and wanting to talk about all sports. We try to fit everything in. The NCAA basketball scores right now, a lot of the games are final until I
they
think
are.
you said 8
6:50.
o'clock or 6:50. 6:50 is the next start.
We got a person that's watching. I believe it's on Facebook, and I'm going to butcher this name, but I don't know if either of you know the person. First name is Joyce. I can read that one.
Joyce. Okay.
You know any Joyces? No. Her last name is Joyce Puff. Here we go. Koenig.
Koenig Seaman. Wow.
There you go.
It's my aunt.
Ah, so you do know a Joyce.
I do know Joyce, and I can't believe she's actually watching because we've had some rough times, but for me, everything's in the past. It's all about the love now. She was my mom's very close and dear sister, so that's good that she's watching. Hopefully, she gives good reports out to the rest of my family that things are going well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
She's.
And thanks for Joyce. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it very much. Thank you. I got a little emotional because
That's a beautiful thing.
yeah,
In fact, it's reminiscent of remember.
I'm such a pussy.
Remember, was it AT&T that used to have that commercial? Reach out and touch someone.
What did she say? She was
Reached
watching.
down and touched you.
Oh, okay.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Look at
thank
that.
you. For,
You know what would happen if my aunt called in?
it'd be from the grave.
Yes.
If you're
No
involved
offense
in-
on your age there.
that would be a news.
Yeah.
As Howard Cosell would have said, "You've got a scoop." Yeah, you would have a scoop. Where if she called in, that's news.
That's
lean-
beyond.
Yeah,
the
front
news.
page. That's not on page 6. That's on the front page right there.
Yeah.
Hey, we want to thank Terra Novas for sponsoring tonight's show and the scoreboard portion here of the
forget
NCAA
Victor's.
men's and women's and Victor's Tile Plus. So if you want your tile, you got to go to Victor's Tile Plus in Benel, 3335 North State Street. Family owned and operated installation of tiles, all things tiles.
All things tile. Nothing like putting a good pizza dough on some fresh tiles.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got a double combination of great sponsors, and please go out and see them. Speaking of going out and seeing them, I'm going to keep plugging it because it's a passion of mine, and that is the Flagler County Drug Court golf outing that's
Good
coming
thing.
up on
April 18th.
April
Saturday,
18th.
April
Everybody
18th.
has to be in by April 11th. We definitely need golfers.
Oh,
You know,
that's
it's
coming up.
for $125. You know, each bring your foursome. It's a real athletic. It's a competition challenge is what it is, and this is for a great organization run by a great man, and he spends a lot of time and he does a lot of things for the community and for the people that come through the program, and it's a wonderful organization, and we really do need golfers. There's flyers at every of the on all the golf courses in Flagler County. You could definitely go and pick one up if you want to sponsor, like follow Terra Novas, and maybe we can even talk to Victor's.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He might
excellent.
sponsor a hole for us. But yeah, April 18th. Everything's that we have to have all the names in of all the players, participants on by April 11th. There's going to be a longest drive. There's going to be like any other scramble. It's going to be amazing. Best ball and be the best foursome in Flagler County will be your bragging rights. We'll have the trophy to prove it. Anytime anybody says, well, we're a good foursome, oh, yeah? Well, you're not the best in Flagler County because that's what you walk away with if you come to the golf outing. Best foursome in Flagler County.
That's right.
Is there a phone number on there that they can call?
There is a phone number they can call, and they can call that fantastic man because he picks up his phone. He'll tell you, unlike me, but I do try. Phone number is 401-864-6997. Again, Mike Feldbauer, 401-864-6997. Yeah, please. It's a great organization. We save lives as well, so please come on and play. Are you
Hey,
going to
we'll-
play putt-putt? Did you get your putt-putt in yet this week to practice your putting?
I've been under the weather so much
Oh,
this
here
week.
we go. The
I'm
under the
hoping-
weather. Karaoke
I've got-
Courtney's not here because she's under the weather.
I tell you, we're dropping like flies here all of a sudden, but hopefully we'll be resurgent over the weekend. I'd like to.
I hope so.
I've got Sunday off. I hope I'm not convalescing on up through that portion there. But again, and then you can always give us a call here as well, 386-251-8100 to find out information when we're on live about golf. So that's the Fearless Foursome. Is
Yeah,
that what
that's a good way. I like that.
Yeah, I
Be
like
the
that.
fearless foursome.
The
We're going to put that
fearless
on the trophy.
foursome. Yeah.
We're going to be that on.
Fearless
We're going to put
foursome.
that on the trophy. I listen. If I could play for something that says I'm the best in the county, and this is a big Flagler County's a big county.
Yeah. Oh,
we
it
could be
is.
if you're the best foursome in Flagler County. That's bragging rights for a full year until next year when we do it again. You can either come and defend your title or come and take the title from the defending foursome. But I'm telling you, if you don't start to hit the ball, go and hit balls because we have a foursome.
Right.
We're actually hopefully going to do a show from there in the morning
That would
but
be nice.
yeah. But you know, I
We'll
can't. I'm not
record
going
it
to.
if, you know.
I already carry the producer during working hours. I have to carry this guy around.
Oh my God!
I am the closer. That's my nickname. I'm the Mariano Rivera.
The Mariano
of kitchens and podcasts.
He comes
but
in with the heat.
That's it. Comes in. But
He occasionally closes the door. I don't know.
yeah. But no, seriously. Let's go and win this thing. Will you work on your putt?
I'm going to work on it, and well, we have a little bit of time, but not really a lot of time because the deadline is April
coming,
11th,
you know, and
Saturday. That's like 2 weeks from 3 weeks from this
let me
Saturday.
tell you, I've done golf outings. I've run them before. It's a lot of work, but it takes a team, a full team to do it. It's
Right.
not a one-man show, by far. My cousin opened up a company called Outings Unlimited, and I worked with him. And it was a team of people coordinating sponsors, coordinating everything that needs to be involved. It can't be a one-man show. I'm out there passing flyers out on a weekend. Do I want to be out there on a Saturday afternoon during an NCAA tournament? Probably not. But this is what we do
Right.
when we're apart and we're passionate about something. So I'm calling out everybody because I'm sending this show to everybody in our program, and I'm calling you out. You better be out this weekend. I'm not passing flyers out by myself. I'm not talking to people by myself. Go to stores. Jen Carter, I'm calling you out. You better get out and get sponsors. I'm calling everybody out. That's it. I've had enough. You can't do this alone.
You're using
Mike
first
is
and last names.
Just miserable anyway. So
Yeah.
if he's got to do it with me, he's going to be even more miserable. So anyway,
Well,
I
so
understand that.
now here we go. You're lucky to have me in your van every day. We laugh every day. Is that Jim Valvano before he died said
Yeah.
3 things you got to do, right? He said you got to laugh, you got to love, and you got to think. I think every day how much I love this guy, but we do laugh.
I'm not giving you a raise.
You just give me podcast time. That's fantastic.
And if
And man, there is definitely cauliflower pizza that came flying from over on the back of the desk, the
right.
producer desk.
And I was going to say, if there's a fourth thing, let it be go and have dinner at Terra Nova's.
Yeah.
Terra Nova's get a
Yeah.
pizza and
We've got some sponsors like Caliber Car Wash had promised some car washes.
Yeah.
And, I'm calling them out too because I'm hoping they see the show because there's a resort. What's the name of the resort that Kyle works at? Legacy. Legacy is going to give us a couple nights stay as another prize. We're looking at nail salons to give out pedicures for guys with ugly feet.
That'll
Like the
be-
producer.
that's a great event on Saturday. Hopefully the weather is good.
Yeah, he couldn't hit the button.
I mean, we haven't had much rain.
No.
Let's face
I hope,
it.
let's hope this cold's behind us.
Little
I'm-
cold
I'm-
front, yeah.
I'm tired
We'll
of
be
it.
back in the 80s by the weekend, though.
Yeah, I know.
Monday coming up, half-hour show that we'll be doing. We'll be updating everyone on the
brackets,
NCAA as we follow along.
Karaoke Courtney will be back.
How your bracket is doing. You've got the Major League Soccer in play Saturday and Sunday, full slate.
Where's the
teams.
race this week?
Oh, the
Yeah, NASCAR.
NASCAR. You've got that one's at Darlington.
Darlington?
Darlington.
They were in what, Austin last week? Or-
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
No, Las Vegas. Las Vegas. It was
Okay.
Denny Hamlin that won last
That's
week
right.
for Joe Gibbs Racing. But still, if you check out the standings, it's still Michael Jordan's 23XI racing team. You've got Tyler Reddick still at the top.
Oh,
with
wait,
those
he's
3
got to be
wins.
3 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these guys don't get 3 wins in a career.
Exactly.
3 in the first 3
and
races.
Bubba Wallace is still second.
Bubba Wallace.
Hamlin, I think it's Ryan Blaney who won the 4th race. That was in Phoenix, I believe. He's in 3rd. Denny Hamlin in 4th right now. So all the guys that have won are in the 3 of them in the top
Yeah.
4. But Wallace finishes well. He just
Yeah.
doesn't come.
Well,
up
we're
with the
3
win.
weeks away from the Masters, and that we'll definitely be talking about that. We got soccer. We're going to bring Mikey Terranova is going to be a guest to talk about everything, all things soccer
look
with the
forward to
World
that.
Cup coming up. And we've got he just gave me the middle finger, even though that means only 1 minute left. But
1 minute, the 1 minute warning.
That's it.
Yeah, we get down. We don't do the 2 minute warning,
No,
1 minute
yeah.
warning. So the World Baseball Classic is over, but spring training is going to be winding down over the final weekend for you to go out there and see some spring training games, and then it's going to be Wednesday when the Giants and the Yankees get
Yeah,
together.
and let's hope that the Team
Open
USA
season.
players, then when they get back to their teams, get in the batting cages because it was brutal.
That game's on Netflix, by
Yeah.
the way.
Courtney, Karaoke Courtney, we missed you on the
Yeah,
show.
we
We'll
missed
look
you.
forward to seeing you. Feel better. And, brother, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Absolutely.
We'll see you.
Have a great week.
You too.
We want to give a big shout out to the U.S. News and Entertainment Network for producing this show. Please like, subscribe, and share to stay up to date.